The big news came out yesterday that Marcus Spears Jr. committed to Texas and is reclassifying to 2026. He's now the number 8 player in this year's class. He was the by far and away number 1 player in the 2027 class. I'm going to give you some thoughts and I'm going to break down this game. Spears Jr. is heading to Texas. He's going to play under Sean Miller. He reunites with dynamic prep and OTE teammate Austin Gooseby, and he's also going to be playing with players like David Punch, Amari Evans, Elijah Freeman, and Mataz Vokiataitis. He was the standout player in last year's class, and he's actually from Texas and played high school basketball in Texas, so there's some background on him. Spears Jr. is a 6'9", 210-pound stretch 4. He's like a modern forward, and he has elite measurables. He has a 7'2" wingspan, which means he has great length, and overall his build kind of reminds me of Leonard Miller from the Chicago Bulls. If I had to summarise his game, I'd say Spears Jr. plays in the high post a lot, and he's a good shooter, he's a great defender, but he could be more aggressive on offense. I don't think he really pops off the tape for me. First of all, we're going to look at some mid-range game. I think that's where he really excels, given his height. He has that length that AJ Demanstra had that makes some of his shots just completely unblockable. In this play, he's going to receive on the baseline. He has a tall player on him, but he notices the footwork is a bit off, and he just pulls it, and that's cash. Now we're going to see some post play. Here, it's a nice little pass to push it in, and he just makes a nice little move. Good footwork. Spears Jr. is also very athletic, and that makes his finishing quite good. He receives a handoff here. He shows off some nice handling, a bit of burst, and I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this finish because it's kind of crafty, but for a 6'9" guy, I think he should really be getting to the rim. Kind of banks it off the glass against a smaller opponent as well. In this clip, this is what I really want to be seeing from Spears. He gets on the perimeter, and he just pushes in, creates a nice shot for him. He creates easy shots for him rather than having to take a difficult shot like that last one. Spears, I think, is going to be more of a prototypical big man than some of the big guys we've been seeing playing like the wing or even guard position. Here, he sets a nice screen for the dribble handoff. He rolls hard and just, that's power. And that's what you'd like to see out of those big fours, power. Even though they can stretch the floor, you also want to see what they can do on the inside. We're going to see some playmaking here. I don't really think Spears Jr. has any sort of playmaking bag. I think that really could have been developed if he played at the high school level for another year. And I'm not sure if he's going to be boosted into a role where he can really show off his playmaking at college. And he's not really a predominant ball handler. I don't think he's going to be a ball handler at the college or NBA level. But really what stands out in this clip is just the strength. He makes a nice read, but before that, we see him push inside on his defender, and he sees the help and makes a nice read for an open layup. Now, one of the main reasons I don't think Spears Jr. has the potential to be a ball handler is just his handles aren't great. Where you see players like Scotty Barnes, Joaquin Bumche, Cameron Boozer, you see them play at the level, and they actually have some decent handles, and I don't think Spears Jr. really shares this. Here, he's coordinating a play really, but he's ISO and he just kind of goes nowhere against a defender where he really should be creating an advantage. And furthermore, he's going to get the ball back here. They're kind of relying on him, and he's just going to lose it. It's a nice little steal from number 2. As I said earlier, Spears Jr. is a stretch 4. He can shoot the 3, and that's one of his really strong points. See here, this is quite a deep one in the OTE finals. It just goes down. Now my last clip, I'm just going to show some defense. I couldn't find many clips on this defense because I don't think he's a particularly big defensive playmaker, but he certainly affects the game. Here, this guy's going to pull the 3 from pretty deep, and Spears Jr. just uses his length to get a tip on it. That's very impressive, and his length is going to be a huge reason he's a great defender at the next level. Overall, I know Texas fans aren't going to want to hear it, but I'm not too high on Spears Jr. compared to the average person. I think in that 2027 class he could really have been an alpha, but in this class I don't think he makes my top 10. Overall, I'm not really a fan of the reclassification. I think some of his skills really need to be refined, and if we're expecting him to be a one and done, I'm not sure if I like that going into the NBA draft. I think he'll be a lottery pick, but maybe not top 3, top 5 pick. The problem I have is at college he'll most likely sit in the corner and be given the ball in the high post. We're not going to see him as a ball handler too much, and I don't know if teams really want to take that gamble at the NBA level. He is definitely a college-ready defender, though, and I see him being an NBA-ready defender once he gets to that point. Texas fans, it's something to be excited about, maybe not too excited, though.